understanding how to create pulses of stiffness, utilizing and facilitating the fascia connective tissue system, the nervous system, to create pulses of stiffness. That is the essence of athletic performance. Hi, my name is Bill Parisi. I'm the founder of the Parisi Speed School. We started back in 1992. We've been in business. I've been a coach for now 30 plus years. We've trained over 1 million athletes. We put hundreds of guys in the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, all different types of pro athletes, but our focus has been the youth and high school athlete. So ankle stiffness, I think, is really a missing link in pulling more performance out of athletes. I feel that we spent a lot of time, our industry talking about core strength, squat, all the traditional components of athletic training. And I think we have taken the sagittal plane lifting, squat, deadlift, bench. We've taken it, we've overplayed it. I think core training to a degree we've overplayed. I think there's other areas to pull performance out of, and ankle stiffness is a key element. And ankle stiffness, I think, needs to be trained. And you train ankle stiffness by not just doing calf raises, right? But putting your athlete in an athletic position, a bent knee position, under load, isometric load, and then dynamic load, like on and off platforms, in a power lunge position, landing on the balls of the foot, sticking that position, training the body to co-contract, doing different types of ankle stabilization exercises. So I think it's important to have a bent knee so you get more soleus involved, right? Because when the knee is straight, it's gonna be more gastroc. When you have a bent knee and you're training the ankle, you're going to get more soleus. Soleus is going to be the primary stabilizer along with all the other muscles. But the key is to create dynamic stiffness in an athletic position, going on and off small obstacles, a small platform in many ways, and then also loading the system through isometric loading at the ankle joint, again with a bent knee and a straight knee, and putting more focus and attention to training the ankle complex for stiffness. We're not training for big calves. We're not training for traditional isotonic strength. We're training for dynamic stiffness, to be super stiff in milliseconds and to be able to relax. That is muscle pulsing. That is co-contraction skill. That's more of a skill. So muscle pulsing in terms of co-contractions and trying to get massive amounts of stiffness in short periods of time, 1/10 of a second, is more of a skill than strength. It's important because when we sprint and when we run, we want to yield. We want to limit our yielding time. So when you run and jump, everyone is going to yield. We're going to absorb. But how much we absorb, that yielding really, one, depends on the athlete. What are their drivers, right? Are they more of a muscular athlete driver? If they're more of a muscular driver, they're going to get a little bit more yield, right? If they're more of an elastic athlete, they're going to get a little less yield. So everyone's going to yield differently, but for the most part, we want to minimize yielding, right? So when we run, we don't want to be mushy, and we don't want to be doughy, and we're loose, right? So when you sprint, you want to be a strong spring. So a good analogy is if you have a 1980 Chevy and it's old and it's a clunker and you're going over railroad tracks, you're going to feel like you're in a boat. That car is yielding a lot, it's like this. But now I have a brand new 2023, Chevy pickup, extra leaf springs, and that thing's tight. You go over railroad tracks, well, anything in the back, if it's not locked down, it's popping out. That's a tight spring. We want our body to be a really strong, tight spring. So we need to yield, but it's gotta be a short, dynamic, strong yield. And I think that's important to understand when we train athletes. We're trying to minimize yielding, but also we don't want to minimize so much where we don't get any recoil. So there's a happy medium. I mean, people say be quick off the ground, be quick off the ground, be quick off the ground. But you don't want to be so quick where you're like hitting it and you're getting no recoil. So you have to look at that as you assess your athlete sprinting, right? So a lot of times we do want to minimize ground contact time. A lot of times athletes are yielding too much, but sometimes athletes, especially in acceleration, they're getting off the ground too fast. They're not getting enough drive phase in their acceleration. So it depends on the race, the athlete, the skill you're addressing, top speed, change of direction, multi-directional speed, or acceleration. They all play a different role.
We really hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like to see some more from VertiMax, subscribe to this YouTube channel as we're constantly adding new videos. Here are a couple that you might like. Don't forget to download the VertiMax app on your phone or your desktop. There you can find some complete training programs and additional training videos. Good luck with your training.